So the OG tweet actually never noticed this before. Curry spins the ball in position before he shoots. All right, this is the video right here. Hold on, Curry loading up.
For audio listeners, what's going on here is Steph Curry is dribbling the ball, catching the ball, and just turning the ball so that the laces face a certain way before he takes his jump shot.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So a couple examples of that, and then the quote retweet is, I think some NBA Twitter accounts have literally never picked up a basketball before. So Omar, do you want to lead this one?
This is adjacent to what I'm talking about, and this is where I can get on the realism point with the game. Some of y'all don't know how to play basketball. Some of y'all have no clue about anything basketball related, none of that stuff. And you do want to go out there and shoot it up because you think, oh, I hit this magical window and it goes in 90% of the time. That's what you think is supposed to happen. But at the end of the day, we are finding out every single day when we have these basketball conversations, oh my God, half of these people don't know anything about, like, they just don't know anything about basketball.
So I guess one of our questions of the day is, what is the minimum amount of basketball that you truly need to know to like have a conversation with someone about basketball? Like, I'm talking about like real deal, actual basketball skills, not just stats and shit.
For me, easy.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh, bet.
No, I'm already.
Hey, super easy. For me, coordination on a layup. Damn, being able to make a layup, make a layup, and it look like a layup. And then, can you make a left-hand layup? That right there alone eliminates majority of the niggas that be having conversations with about basketball.
Look at Sage.
Super.
Whoa.
You have forsaken me. Oh, no. All shit aside, for me, I don't necessarily think there's like a level of good you have to be. For me, though, you definitely have to at least been ass. You definitely had to at least play the game consistently, daily even, which unfortunately my bum ass sure did. But then on top of that, even if you dog shit, right? At least show me that you've watched an absurd amount of, if you are ass, you watched an absurd amount of games to the point where, okay, I know you care about what's going on. I know you're paying attention to transactions. I know you're paying attention to the game, not the narratives, not the tweets, not the likes, not the followers. Show me something that like doesn't scream, I could log on to Twitter and see what you said. To like literally provide a different perspective for me, and maybe that's a low bar, but they like provide a different perspective for me. I don't think basketball needs to be this hurdle over hurdle over hurdle. Well, KD knows more than Alexander Sarr because he's better than Sarr, but then Sarr knows better than 90% of chat because these niggas can't make the league. You feel me? I don't think it needs to go down that rabbit hole, but certainly without a shadow of a doubt, like, bro, have you even tried to be good at basketball?
Yeah, nah.
Sage is so anti-gatekeeping, it's ridiculous. I don't know if anybody's ever noticed that. Sage is like really
Like,
extreme.
on,
you really extreme with the anti-gatekeeping. I'll say this from right to left dribble, left to right, like crossover. I take 5 dribbles into a layup on the right side, 5 dribbles into a layup on the left side. But that's not what was really important to me. It's like he said, because I feel like somebody could do those things. I've done played with people who are good at basketball, but when it comes to talking about basketball, they have no clue what they're talking about. If you just expose yourself in just general conversation, I'm gonna think that you are like that. Oh, he puts a spin on the ball that I've never seen before. Stuff like that is gonna make me like question if you're special. If somebody's like, oh yeah, this right-handed player makes more step backs going to the left than the right, I'm gonna be like, yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like, there's a difference between being ass and then I've never picked up a basketball a day in my life, or like I've never tried a sport a day in my life. I'll even go there. Like, I'm not look, dog. I'm not super nigga, but like an athletic bone gotta be in your body, I guess, if I must gatekeep. Like, just a smidge or that, or you gotta really be heavy on the X's and O's to the point where you can actually teach me things in terms of like the play calls, in terms of like why things happen. You have to do so much. I think many people can talk about the sport, but damn, it just hearing shit like that is cringe. I will always say that.
Actually,
I ain't gonna lie, man. If I find out you genuinely can't dribble with your offhand, like I'm not talking about, oh, it's your weak hand, they forcing me left. Okay, I may turn it over. I'm talking about like unable to dribble, stationary, top of the key, setting up the play. That's kind of crazy.
I would just say I'm gonna raise the bar because I'm with Omar. The bar entry is way too low on Sage's part, and even on B Souls' part. Dribble with your offhand that low? Nah. I'm gonna raise the bar even higher. If you don't have James Naismith's handbook on standby when I ask you something about basketball, I don't think you're qualified to talk about the game. I need you to be able to reach off camera and just right here. He says it right here on page 17. This is the 3-man week. Like I need that level of ball knowledge to actually take your opinion serious. Other than that, we all can yap. Hey,
but I don't
all day.
But I don't like that shit though. And just not even play devil's advocate. I do just genuinely disagree. But because like some niggas and let me be very clear. Hate the premise, but let me be very clear. I hate this idea that like if a nigga is a hooper, they don't know ball. I think a lot of the people that can't hoop undervalue the knowledge of those who can and the opinions that they have without the stats, without the PER, things like that. But there's a reason that some of them do that. Absolutely. There's some niggas that are good at basketball, but my God, they can't. They literally don't talk about the game from a legitimate standpoint, or they have a sense of abuse of power, where because they played, they're going to push these literal shit agendas, literal bad ideologies, bad concepts, all in all, just that maybe either A, favored who they were as a player, or B, favors what they want to get off. And then furthermore, what happens when the two hoopers that are allowed in the party disagree, but they disagree with two like completely different standpoints? And is it now like a who averaged more shots, who averaged more assists type of thing going on? So I don't, that's why like, and I get it, LOL's gatekeep, cool. I just don't like the gatekeep on that to a certain level, because I think it really like sure raises the floor of how many dumbasses are in here, but I think it very much dilutes the ceiling of NBA discourse, where now it's like, okay, literally once you know how to hoop, niggas is saying anything,
but
I don't like that.
So you saying because I guess in a general sense what you're saying is okay, but you're saying even for your personal, like your mental health, you don't have a personal gatekeep level? Because there's people that I would like refuse to talk to. Like if you expose yourself I said there's certain levels to, there's boundaries, there's gatekeeps, all that other shit, absolutely. But in terms of like mine being too low, or like not even in terms of being too low, but in terms of just basketball, the idea that you got to be damn, like not damn good, because what y'all saying is an OD. I'm just ass. But like in terms of like you got to be good, man. I don't know. They said damn good me. A right to left crossover.
Yeah, that's what I say. Yeah, no, I know what y'all saying.
With your offhand.
This left is just forsaking me. My God.
No, I'm good.
But troll aside, like. I just think like I think it opens up the book for like y'all know I fuck with KD, but it opens up the book for KD to do what KD does. Where it's like,
I don't have no problem with that. If that's his threshold,
he be ignorant with it though. But he be ignorant with it.
That's on you. Just don't talk to KD. If KD don't want to talk to you about hoop, and he want to only talk to like Michael Beasley and LeBron, like I'm really not mad at KD, and I'm not mad at the gatekeepers telling you that there is a gate. Like I ain't gonna lie. Like, bro, some stuff you can't get in, and you shouldn't even want to. You shouldn't be in there. You shouldn't want to be in there. Low key, they gonna talk over it. Like some stuff is just. That's the thing that I don't like. I have a level of political knowledge, right? I think we all do. I'm not mad because AOC and JD Vance, like all like the real politic niggas is having a conversation.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I saw that Jubilee video. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
this
is
a different level.
It's not me.
No, yeah. There's some things, absolutely. I just don't want to. I guess blind following the blind. I don't know if that's the best expression, but I just don't want none of that shit, bro. I think like if you just got a bunch of niggas, I mean, I guess it's laughable, but if you got a bunch of niggas that are just better than you at basketball, but they're saying the dumbest possible shit a line, and they're like, oh, stay out of this, you can't hoop, but that nigga saying some dumb ass shit out of his mouth, it's like, I guess, is that really healthy for basketball discourse, or is it a very, very much slowly but surely dominantly bad thing? I would argue the latter, because that's how we get these generation ass hating basketball players if we really want to go there. Because then what happens in terms of the older generation and newer generation is they then talk about, hey, if you can't do a shot from 28 consistently, don't talk to me about no motherfucking hoop, or don't talk to me how your era was hard and my era was the harder one. So I think that's like literally what we're talking about, and that's why I don't fuck with it, is a domino effect for something that could be a much bigger issue, even in the dream world that y'all have, where gang left required to talk hoop or some shit.
I would just say I view this the same way I would view conversations when it comes to content creation. Obviously there is a level of content creation that if certain things have a conversation, you sit there and shut up. But Sage, at the level you're at, if you're sitting in the Discord or you're sitting in the Twitter space with a bunch of niggas talking content creation with you, and you're hearing shit that you just was like, all right, this is crazy, and then you ask niggas their resume. I mean, I post every other day to 20 people, 20 subs, and you're gonna be like, all right, gang, what are we doing? If niggas is criticizing you, but they genuinely have no foot to stand on in terms of the critiques, you ask them for the resume and they are just like, I mean, I don't edit none of my videos and I do it all on my phone.
But that would be the credentials. My credentials,
like,
and I don't know what y'all is, but for example, I think if we have to equivalent it to content creation, by the way, analogies need to stop in 2025. But for example, True. If we're gonna use this content creator analogy, let's say y'all parameter, it sounds like your barometer, parameter, whatever the fuck the word is, I didn't graduate, is subscribers, is views, or anything like that. For me, literally what you're getting at, work ethic. Did you actually even try to upload every day? Did you ever even try to stick to a topic? Did you take more than an hour on your thumbnails? At that point, like, that would be what I'm considering, and that's actually pretty consistent for my NBA take. Now I think about it, because I just matter on how much time you put towards the product. But what you guys would kind of be on some shit is like, yo, is your channel even monetized, bro? Yo, shut up. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't rock with that. And that's fine if you feel that, hey, you really shouldn't discuss with anybody who doesn't have a monetized channel or doesn't know anybody with a monetized channel. But for me, as long as you're working, bro, I
just feel like if you gatekeep too much, though, I just feel like if you gatekeep too much, it gets to a point where, like, all right, motherfuckers are genuinely trying to learn and, like, better their knowledge on this certain topic, and it's just, yo, shut the fuck up, you don't know what you're talking about.
Well, it's a difference, though. I feel like there's a difference when we're talking about the people that we're talking about, the people that are sitting there telling KD, Russ left, you suck, you stink. It's like, all right, gang, what are we really talking about?
They not
certain
learning.
Critiques, certain criticisms, certain niggas have is not valid. I'm not saying every nigga with an unmonetized channel with no subs or whatever it is, they're not partnered on Twitch, they don't have a foot to stand on in a conversation. It just depends on what you're saying. If this unknown content creator, this guy that's coming up in the content creation game is in these conversations and he's giving good points, I've never been in a space or an area where there's been good advice given by somebody and niggas just brush it off because of who he is. It's the niggas is giving bad advice. And that's the same thing in basketball conversations. It's not the fact of, like you said, niggas don't even got to be good, but at least make sense, at least know the game, have knowledge. But when you're talking like Rashad McCants and hoop like Flight, nigga, I don't want to hear you talk basketball. What are we really saying right now?
Mind you, in that same vein, that's how Toaster got the job with Mr. Beast. It's because when he came into the space with Mr. Beast, Logan Paul, and a bunch of other creators on that level, he spoke. No channel. I think he had only worked with Agent at that point, and what he spoke was knowledgeable. Now, if another nigga go in there and say, "Nah, I think these thumbnails is too bright. I think they need to be darker. They need to be black." That's just some dumb stuff, and we just. Hey,
but this is what I'm talking about, though. Going back to basketball, let's say in that same vein, someone goes up there and really sounds like they know what the fuck they talking about, but they can't hoop for shit. Well, outside of like the complete basics, then why are we discrediting that person just because of how good they are at basketball?
But like Damo said, nobody's doing that. Nobody does that. Nobody's like, yeah, you said something I agree with and I actually think is really intelligent, but let me see your right to left. If it's not good, we're gonna kick you out. What's happening is these people that people disagree with, and that's when they're like, yo, bro, what do you even? What's your acumen like? That's the only when Jalen Rose called out Skip Bayless for his basketball ability, that's because he disagreed with him to the utmost degree. And now it's like I gotta check what you are at basketball, but ain't nobody gonna check you if you saying something that I agree with.
Niggas ain't checking
Yeah,
Ernie.
I think that's toxic.
Niggas
Is
don't
that
check
not,
Ernie.
I'm not gonna say hi, but am I tripping, or is that like dangerously toxic? That especially if all NBA players don't agree, if you say something and a player disagrees with you, now you're an idiot that needs to learn how to hoop. But if you say
No.
something
I mean,
and a
that's how
different
they look
player,
at it.
hold on. Let's say I think that Kobe's the GOAT. If I say that
That's
to
not what be
fucking
happening.
no, an extreme example, but just getting the point across. If I think Kobe's the GOAT and I say that to fucking Kevin Durant and he thinks LeBron's the GOAT, he calls me stupid. But then I say that to, I don't know, Brandon Jennings, and he's like, oh yeah, no, you spitting, gang. Like, obviously there's more intellectual verbiage I could use with a smarter take or anything like that. But if that's the general premise, then it seems like literally just depending player to player, does one know hoop or do they not? But it never really had anything to do with this nigga dribbling. The only thing I will give you all, and what I think you guys were trying to allude to, I think the Souls question kind of took it off track there in terms of what y'all were saying. But in terms of like Jalen Brunson Muse telling Kevin Durant that he needs to shoot better, or like not even shoot better, but how to shoot the basketball or something like that. Like, all right, JB Muse, like are you a shooting coach, or have you played? Like, how are you teaching me how to shoot the basketball?
But that's what Damo is saying, is that you could come in there and say Kobe is the GOAT. Okay, cool. Explain why you think Kobe's the GOAT. And in your analysis, in your elaboration, in your monologue as to why you think Kobe Bryant is the GOAT, if people can detect that you said that Kobe Bryant's done something I've never seen before. He spun the ball to the laces, and that was just so crazy. That's when somebody's like, okay, I gotta question you, because if you think that that's what makes somebody the GOAT, then I really gotta question you. If you have an opinion that's just totally subjective, and I'm from LA, okay, that's a different story. But like you said, these people that, Kevin, I think if you tucked your thumb more on your jump shots, you would go from a 55% shooter to a 58%. It's like,
no.
Okay, lethal shooter.
Yeah, that I won't even, and I don't think it's me being hypocritical or moving a goalpost the same way I don't think some of the arguments y'all made are doing either. That, no, we're on the same page. Teaching a player fundamentals of basketball, 90% of the time, you're going to sound like a jackass. Fair. Absolutely. Especially if that player is better than you. There's certain times where a head coach can see something that a player that is greater than them, no shit, but for the most part, we agree. However, I don't know. It just, in terms of analyzing the game, I probably won't ever agree with y'all to the level that y'all are at, but each his own.